CapCut is blowing up right now as one of the most powerful editing tools for creators. It's fast, beginner-friendly, and packed with effects that can instantly upgrade your videos. But here's the real question. Can you actually make pro-level edits with CapCut? The answer is yes, and today I'm going to show you exactly how. In this video, I'll break down advanced tips, tricks, and hidden features inside CapCut that most people don't know about. By the end, you'll be editing like a pro and making videos that truly stand out. Let's dive in. Alright, let's start with our first effect, is the light sweep effect. This effect makes even boring objects look clean and professional. First, I add my clip to the timeline and make a duplicate by pressing Ctrl-C and Ctrl-V. Then I go to the adjustment section of the duplicated clip and click on the curve tab. You'll see a white graph at the top. Adjust the graph like this. After tweaking, the object turns bright white, which looks awesome. Now go to the video section and click on the mask tab. Select the film strip option. Rotate it to 45 degrees. Adjust the size to around 200 and feather it to 15. Feel free to play around with what works for your shot. Now let's animate it. Go to the start of the clip, add a mask keyframe, and drag the mirror mask to the top left corner. Then move forward about a second and drag the mask to the bottom right corner. If it feels a little boring, don't worry. I adjust the keyframe graph for smoother motion. After that, I compound both clips together and add a glow effect to spice things up. Here's the final touch. Our second effect is the floating effect. This is pretty much like After Effects directly from CapCut by simply selecting on your element, going to Effects, and searching for Play. You'll find an effect called Play Pendulum. Let's go ahead and drag that onto our subject. You can see that if we automatically drag it onto our subject, it deforms it. Let me show you how to fix this. Turn twist all the way down, turn, sharpen all the way down, and you can adjust your element's speed and strength to what works for your shot. Now when we click play, you can see our subject appears to be floating in air. What's great is you can apply this to images, text, objects, and more by changing the speed and strength of each one. You can have an effect where all of them look to be moving independently. The third effect is the counting effect. Popular animation often seen in After Effects edits. I'll show you two types of this effect. The first one is a custom digit scroll. Start by creating a separate text layer for each digit in your number. For example, if you're using a 3-digit number, make 3 text layers. In each text layer, type the digits 0 to 9, pressing enter after each one so they appear on separate lines. At the beginning of each layer, add a transform keyframe and place 0 at the center of the screen. Then move a few frames forward and position your final digit at the center. Repeat this for each layer. Add a transform keyframe at the start. Center the 0. Go a few frames forward and center the last digit. You can stagger the second keyframe positions to create different scroll speeds for each digit. Once all layers are animated, choose a clean font to improve the visual style. Then select all text layers and create a compound clip. Head over to the Mask tab. Add a rectangle mask to reveal just the digit area and set the feather to around 30 for a smooth transition. The second version is the timeline scroll effect, ideal for counting years or months. Start by creating a text layer and listing your values vertically, like months from January to December, with each word on a new line. Choose a simple font for clarity. At the beginning of the clip, add a transform keyframe and place the first word in the center of the screen. Then move a few seconds forward and bring the last word to the center. Once you've lined it up, right-click the layer and select Show Variable Speed Animation. Then adjust the Y-axis graph to create a smooth scroll. After that, right-click again and create a compound clip. Go to the Mask tab. Apply a rectangle mask to isolate the visible text area and set the feather to around 20 for a soft edge. And that's it. You've now created a clean animated counting effect right inside CapCut. Effect number 4 is the timer ring, a clean and professional way to display countdowns. Start by adding a text layer to your timeline and type the letter O. Scale it up and change the font to something thinner and more rounded. I'm using the Red Hat font. Adjust the size and place it in the center of the screen. Then change its color to gray. Now duplicate the layer by pressing Ctrl-C and Ctrl-V. On the duplicated layer, change the color to something brighter. I'm choosing blue. Next, go to the animation section. Click on the Out tab and choose the clock wipe animation. Select both clips and extend them to match the duration of your countdown. I'm creating a 10-second countdown, so I'll extend both clips to the 10-second mark. Go back to the animation settings and increase the animation length to the maximum. You'll see a smooth wipe effect, but it's moving in the wrong direction. To fix that, right-click the top layer, create a compound clip, and hit the reverse button. Now it rotates the way we want. If you don't want to change the direction, you can just skip that step and it will look like this. Time to add the counting numbers. But instead of wasting time creating multiple text layers and manually typing every number, here's a simple trick. Go to ChatGPT and ask it to create an SRT file for a 10-second countdown. Copy the result, paste it into Notepad, and save it with an SRT extension. Then go to the Caption tab in CapCut and import your saved SRT file. Finally, apply a digital style font to match the timer theme. And that's it. You've created a smooth and stylish timer ring with automated countdown numbers. The fifth effect is the 3D Doccie Camera. What would take hours inside of After Effects takes minutes or even seconds in CapCut. Select your image, go to Effects, Video Effects, Motion, find one called 3D Zoom, and click the plus icon to apply it to the image. The background and subject move independently, creating a cool documentary-style 3D effect. Knowing how to draw your viewer's attention to one part of the screen is something pro editors do all the time, and it's super crucial. The sixth effect is the mask effect. It might look like a professional animation, but it's actually super easy to create. First, I add my image. Next, I go to the Mask tab under the Video section and choose the Circle Mask option. I adjust the mask size to be a bit smaller and set the feather to around 15 for a smooth edge. Now it's time to animate it. I add keyframes to the mask's position at different points in the clip, moving it across the text to create that spotlight motion. One keyframe before the end, I add another keyframe for size, and at the final frame, I increase the size of the mask to give it that smooth finishing touch. To make it even cooler, I right-click on the clip, select Show Keyframe Animation, and adjust the position X and position Y graphs by applying the Cubic Out preset. This makes the movement smoother and more dynamic. And that's it. You've got a clean, smooth spotlight animation. The seventh effect is Text Match Cut. This one is commonly used by documentary editors, and it's great for highlighting important words on screen. First, we need some documentary-style screenshots about your topic. So search your topic with Wikipedia on Google. For example, I searched YouTube Wikipedia, and I took a few screenshots showing the word YouTube in different text styles. Then, import those images into your CapCut timeline. Scale them up and position the highlighted word in the center of the screen. Next, add a text layer. Press the spacebar a few times to create a blank rectangle. Scroll down, enable the background option, and pick the second style. Choose a color for the highlight. I'm going with yellow. Now, lower the opacity just a bit so you can line it up with the word underneath and then center it. Adjust the screenshot so it fits perfectly behind the text. Then move 5 frames forward using the right arrow key and cut the clip there. Add your next image, scale it, and center it just like before. Repeat this for each image you have. After that, bring the rectangle's opacity back to 100. Right-click the text box and create a compound clip, and set its blend mode to multiply. If it feels too plain, let's animate it. Go to the Mask tab of the text layer and choose the Split Mask. Rotate it 90 degrees and place it on the left side of the text. Add a keyframe there. Then go to the end of the clip and move the mask to the right side of the text for a smooth reveal. Next, let's add sound. Go to the Audio section, open the Sound Effects tab, and search for tick. Add that ticking sound at each split point between the clips to boost the rhythm. To finish it off, let's add a few effects. Add vignette, then hazy to blur the background slightly, and chromatic quirk for a digital vibe. And finally, add wide angle for a cinematic look. After that, select all the clips, make a compound clip, and finally add motion blur, setting it around 50. Wait a few seconds to process, and you're done. You've just made a clean pro-level match cut effect. Our last effect is video in text. You're going to need 3 elements. The first element is a plain black background. Then you'll need your text layer. You can change your text to whatever you want and use any font you like. The third element is the video that you want to play within your text. Selected on my third layer, the video layer, I go to Blend, toggle that down, and change it to Darken. Now, our video is playing inside of our text. What's even cooler is you can go to your text layer, add an animation, apply the concentrate animation, and adjust the duration. Now we have something that looks really, really cool. See you in the next video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps me a lot to bring you more content like this.